Interesting to see Earl there breaking. He's not hitting the ball, the one ball exactly in the centre there. He lost the white slightly, lost it towards the right-hand side of the table. Then got a kick from another ball onto the top right. Unfortunate, but he is losing control of that white to begin with. If he could keep it right in the centre, he'd have less chance of that. Interesting what you were saying earlier, Sid, about him looking relaxed. He does look so much more relaxed than he normally does in tournaments. He's normally got almost a manic look about him. Really focused in for the match. He isn't like that at the moment.
Yeah, he usually looks like the coyote who's been given a hard night by the roadrunner. But he looks absolutely composed, focused tonight. Fairly easy track to get position on the green 6. Screws back nicely, and that is a great shot because it now just perfectly passes the brown, and a little bit of screw back sorts out the line on the same pocket on the brown. Does it?
Well, yeah, he had a little bit of an angle there, so he tried to go across on the side cushion and screw it back, and he didn't get into the ball at all. The only thing he's left himself now is either a bank into the left middle or a cut up into the top right. I think the bank's probably the better shot here.
Yep, but as Jesse James proved, you can get a lot of bother trying banks. It could dolly it up for Strickland. The problem is with this kind of bank is you've got to alter its angle into the cushion, which means it might straighten out too early. You only get one chance on these cushions. They do not double. Stick up.
Yeah, it's a couple of racks now that Kim's given to Earl here. You normally need to give Earl frames. He'll take them all by himself.
Screws foot.
The rack to Earl Strickland.
Jonathan said, can't give this guy any chances at all.
Earl Strickland leads 4 racks to 1, rack 6.
Have you ever played against him, John?
No, I haven't. Not had the. I'd love to play against Earl. It's certainly must be some serious tension out there. I would have thought playing against Earl.
Well, it's like watching Maradona or the likes of Ryan Giggs on a football field, or some of the greats. There's a sort of buzz goes around the place when the greats walk in. Low 2.
Yeah, you can see he was thinking ahead there. He's on the red 3 now, but he was trying to just give the pink 4 just a little nudge, because at the moment it's blocked. If he'd given it a little nudge there, he'd still been quite happily on the red 3. Would have had a much easier shot to get onto the 4 ball. Quite a lot of work. If he's going to try and deep screw this one into the centre bag, yeah, they're very tough at that angle to deep screw into the bag.
So, having been gifted a couple of racks, Earl gives the Korean chance here.
Just caught the near knuckle before it went in, causing it to bobble and come out at that pace. Nicely around a couple of cushions now for the pink 4.
And what's his best bet for position on the orange 5?
Looks relatively straight here, so I think he'll just be drawing the ball back. Yep, there you can see. nicely there. Quite straight again on the orange 5, so
Yes.
another drawback
Once
for the...
upon a time, the game was associated with the Volstead sewers full of ne'er-do-wells. It's come a long way since Fast Eddie walked in looking for the fat man. Strickland himself once played for money in CJ's club in Louisville, Kentucky. Things went a bit wrong. He doesn't like talking about those days. And now a great sort of crusader for the sport in its new image.
Just the 8 and the 9, and Kim really does need this now. He's lost a couple of racks that he shouldn't to Earl, and if he's going to get back into this game, only a short race, remember, race to 7. So you've really got to take this opportunity. No problem there, so it's 4-2 now to Earl Strickland. Kim Won-suk reducing the deficit.
The 7th rack, Kim Won-suk to break.
Not far off, but he's lost the white. Oh, that's a shame.
Ball in hand, Earl Strickland.
Yeah, he's unlucky there. He controlled the white, okay, you'll see on the replay here. Stopping in the centre of the table, not too bad, but a kick off of the green 6 into the centre, and now Earl racing to the table with this opportunity. Disappointment there. Knows he can't afford to do that.
Yes. It's hard to remember the basic tenets of Taoism when you make a mess of a shot. Well, if they can write about Zen and the art of mutterminence, you can write about Zen and the art of this. You've got to get in a little cocoon of your own.
Just see enough of this 3 ball to cut it down the rail.
It's actually not, again like Buster Matthews, it's not the smoothest cue action you'll ever see. The cue tends to wobble a bit. In fact, there's a slight stab. But that is the American style. See this tremendous length over a foot from wrist to ball. To end of cue rather. Shows that you're in total control of the weapon. He's moving in a position almost before he finishes the shot. And that is just a measure of mind and control of body. He's ready for the next one before the last one's in.
Saying that, said he's really come in between on this 9 ball. He wanted to come to the left-hand side of it, hasn't come enough. Still got the thin cut into the bottom right, that's what he's going for. And no problem, nicely in.
Back to Earl Strickland.
Goes to 5-2 to Strickland. Got into trouble, but that dead-eye thin cut, hit the ball less than 10%.
Rack 8, Earl Strickland to break, leading 5-2.
Getting a smooth transfer of energy when you hit that 1 ball. They have to be touching for that. Just the 1 ball down off of the break. But that's all you need. As long as a ball goes down off the break, then you stay at the table. That's the important thing in this game, to keep control of the table.
And again, if you notice, there's so much bottom spin applied to the ball at the break that it actually lifts from the base. So it enters the pack, the diamond pack, on a half volley, thus actually increasing the velocity of the attack.
You'll often see on club tables where somebody's been breaking a lot from, say, the side cushion, then about halfway down, just over halfway down towards the balls, there'll be another little patch. And you can tell there when you're actually breaking off, the cue ball is bouncing, and it usually bounces in a very similar position. Yeah, just over half towards 2/3 of the way down towards the pack. You'll definitely see it on tables which have been used quite a lot.
I didn't think I could do that.
I'm back.
I think he's
I've been lost for a long time.
he's amazed at his own prowess, so. Yeah. Yeah, somebody said you're a modest man, Earl. You've got a lot to be modest about, but
I think it was Earl.
yes. Yes. Earl can blow his horn more than JP Souza. But if you're going to lip it off, then you've got to have lots of talent. And this man has got oodles of it. Screws back to make 6-2.
In the rack to Earl Strickland.
Wonderfully done, and Earl Strickland moves to within one rack of the match.
Strickland leads 6 racks to 2. Rack 9, Earl Strickland to break.
The 7 to give him the win.
Couple of balls down off the break there. The 1 and the 2, so he's on the red 3 now. See the 2 ball going straight into the corner and the 1 ball straight into the centre bag.
Well, as I said, he wasn't far off on his last 2 or 3 attempts at that, just a half an inch. What's the problem here, Jonathan?
The 3 ball doesn't go past the pink 4 here, so he's plant itself is very difficult, so I don't think we'll see him taking that on. Be a safety, sending the 3 around the table, or just playing behind the 4, and that's very nicely played. At that pace. Interesting thing in that shot is the 3 ball had to come off of the cushion. If no ball hits a cushion or goes in a pocket after the cue ball has made contact with the lowest ball on the table, then it's a foul. That stops people from just tapping up to balls within the centre of the table. And also, of course, is very important when escaping from a snooker. So Kim here, after he kicks off of the cushion and hits the red 3, he'll still then have to send a ball to a cushion.
So, given that, it is desperately easy here to stick that red up for the opponent.
He's got out of the snooker okay, but I think we'll see Earl try and bank this one across to the bottom left.
So the ball will come back to where the white is and go in the pocket of Oops. No bother.
Checking to see if the orange 5 goes past the green 6. That's the ball after the 4 he's on now. Looking at... He'll be happy with the result there. Certainly not exactly as he intended, but turned out very nicely for Earl.
Oh, I hit it too hard.
That's right, he didn't want to come into contact with the 5 ball at all. He'd looked at it and pretty sure that it did pass past the green 6. But now switching hands there, you see, to the left hand for that shot.
Now he's good to navigate off 2 cushions.
Yeah, it's
To land 3 cushions now. Give himself just the shot he wants to win.
Rack.
excellent composed performance from Earl Strickland.